Have you ever felt that tiny sting of rejection when you are the one doing all the hard work, buying the expensive wet food, scooping the litter box, and bringing home endless toys? Yet your cat chooses to sleep on the lap of someone who barely even looks at them? It is incredibly frustrating, and it might even make you wonder if cats really are just cold and ungrateful. Most of us naturally assume that to win a cat's heart, we just need to be their primary caregiver. We think that providing food equals earning their love. But here's the surprising truth. Cats do not process affection the same way humans or even dogs do. The way they choose their absolute favorite person has almost nothing to do with who fills their food bowl every morning. There is a hidden psychological filter they use to select their number one human, and once you understand it, you might realize you have been trying to win their trust entirely the wrong way. It is a common and completely understandable struggle. We often project human emotions onto our cats, assuming that our daily acts of service, like feeding them and cleaning up after them, will automatically translate into a deep, exclusive emotional bond. So when they curl up next to the roommate who barely acknowledges them instead of you, it is easy to misinterpret this as your cat being aloof or simply using you for food. However, feline attachment theory reveals that cats operate on an entirely different set of survival instincts and emotional filters. They do not hand out their trust based on who opens the cans. In this video, we are going to decode the 6 hidden criteria cats use to choose their ultimate favorite person. Based on feline behavioral research and real-world observation, we will explore exactly what draws a cat to one specific human over everyone else in the room. By understanding these signals, you can change the way you interact and start building a much deeper, unbreakable bond with your feline friend. Let's dive straight into the first and perhaps most counterintuitive trait they look for. 1. The person who respects their boundaries. Why does your cat often gravitate toward the one person in the room who actually ignores them, like a visiting guest who isn't really a cat person and pays them zero attention? When we love a cat, our first instinct is to show it by constantly petting them, picking them up, and showering them with focus. We mistakenly believe that forced affection will eventually win them over. However, behavioral researchers note that cats have a unique psychology. They are both predators and prey in the wild. Direct, unblinking eye contact and forced physical touch create immense pressure and trigger their prey instincts. A person who ignores them isn't being mean or cold. Instead, they are sending out safe, non-threatening signals. By not staring or reaching out, that person is essentially telling the cat, "I am not a threat to you." The real meaning here is that the cat feels their autonomy is being respected. They choose the person who gives them the freedom to exist in the same space without demands. The best advice if you want to be chosen is to stop chasing your cat for affection. Let them come to you on their own terms. Giving them space is the critical first step to building foundational trust. And once you establish this trust by giving them room to breathe, cats look for someone who matches their everyday rhythm. 2. The person with the same energy frequency. Have you noticed that a highly active, chaotic kitten will bond instantly with a playful child running around the house, while an older, calmer cat prefers to curl up next to someone quietly reading a book? Many owners assume cats just like whoever happens to be the warmest or has the softest blanket on their lap. But the truth goes much deeper. Cats are master observers and tend to mirror the personality and routines of their humans. Behavioral studies on feline-human relationships show that cats adapt their behavior to match the household's vibe. Your cat chooses someone whose biological rhythm and energy levels are highly compatible with their own to minimize stress and maximize comfort. If you are a highly anxious, loud, and fast-moving person, a timid cat will naturally avoid you, seeking out the quietest member of the family instead. The advice here is to carefully observe your cat's natural energy. Do not force intense, loud playtime on an introverted cat, and do not ignore a highly active cat's need to burn off physical energy. Adjust your interaction to match their unique vibe, and they will naturally gravitate toward your presence. If this is helping you understand your cat better, take a second to like this video and subscribe. And stay until the final sign, because it is often the one owners miss the most, even though it is the ultimate test of your cat's trust. 3. The person who speaks their native language. Does your cat's favorite person often look at them with half-closed eyes or speak to them in a very soft, low, almost whispering voice? As humans, we rely heavily on verbal communication, and we often make the mistake of talking to our cats using loud, excited baby talk, expecting them to understand our words and tone the way a dog might. A 2020 study on feline behavior highlighted the incredible power of the slow blink. Researchers discovered that cats respond overwhelmingly positively and build emotional connections with humans who use their own subtle body language. To your cat, a person who slow blinks, turns their body slightly sideways rather than facing them head-on, and uses soft vocal tones isn't just a human. They are a safe, giant cat who actually understands what they are saying. If you want to strengthen your bond, you need to learn their language. Practice slow blinking at your cat from across the room. Wait to see if they blink back before you approach them, rather than just rushing in for a hug. Speaking their language opens the door to deeper communication, but true bonding requires something that happens every single day. 4. The person who creates consistent routines. Why does your cat seem so intensely attached to the person who simply brushes them at the exact same time every morning, rather than the person who occasionally buys them giant, expensive cat trees? We often assume that grand gestures and material things will win a cat's love, much like human relationships. Feline experts know that cats are creatures of extreme habit. They thrive on predictability. In a cat's mind, chaos and unexpected changes induce deep anxiety. They crave routine and stability to feel safe in their territory. The person who creates small, peaceful, and highly predictable rituals becomes a solid anchor in the cat's mind. It isn't just about the act of brushing or feeding. It is about the emotional safety of knowing exactly what comes next. You can become this anchor by establishing tiny, daily rituals with your cat. It could be as simple as 3 minutes of chin scratches right before you turn off the bedroom lights, or a specific greeting when you walk through the door. Consistency is their ultimate love language. And while peaceful routines make them feel secure, cats also have a wild side that needs to be understood. 6. The person who acts as their secure base in times of fear. When a loud thunderstorm hits, the vacuum cleaner suddenly turns on, or an intimidating stranger walks into the house, who does your cat run to, or who do they look at first? We tend to judge a cat's love by who they cuddle with when everything is calm, quiet, and perfect. But peace does not test true attachment. Based on feline attachment tests, which are very similar to psychological studies done on human infants, cats view their absolute favorite person as their secure base. They do not need this person to clean the litter box or pour the kibble. They need this person to protect them when they feel the most vulnerable. A cat's true, deepest love isn't measured in times of joy or hunger, but in their absolute trust during moments of sheer terror. When your cat is terrified, do not pull them out from under the bed or force them to face their fear. Instead, sit quietly nearby. Radiate calm, silent, and protective energy. By simply being a stable, unwavering presence when they are scared, you prove that you are their ultimate protector. You become their hero, and that is how you become a cat's favorite person. Becoming your cat's favorite person isn't about buying expensive treats or filling the food bowl. It is about respecting their boundaries, speaking their subtle body language, and acting as their unwavering secure base during times of fear. Understanding your cat is not just about decoding behaviors. It is about deeply respecting the quiet ways they choose to communicate. A cat's love cannot be bought or forced. It is a sacred privilege that must be patiently earned. So the next time a loud storm hits, ask yourself, who does your cat run to for safety? If you learned something new today, subscribe and share your own experiences in the comments. And if you want to know the everyday habits that secretly make your cat lose trust in you, watch the next video because some of them look completely harmless.